So let's continue our discussion on the next Governor General, which is your Lord Dalhousie. Now, before I do the content with you, let's see. There has been a question in 2013 in your GS1 paper about Lord Dalhousie. The question says, in many ways, Lord Dalhousie was the founder of modern India. Elaborate. Of course, when they tell you such a thing, modern India, and it says in many ways. See, even if you, let's say, don't know anything about this person right now, let's understand two things here. Read this question again, and it tells you that in many ways, which means that there were certain ways in which he had something negative also. Of course, the different governor generals were having something positive that they have done, although the intention was their own welfare, not the welfare of the Indian people, but somehow it just got done in a positive manner for us also. But mostly it is very much clear from here that modern India को हम थोड़ा अगर हम positive angle से बात करेंगे, so there were many ways in which he contributed, but at the same time, because many ways is said, it also means that there are some negatives to it, some negatives interventions from his side. So when you try to answer such kind of a question, you will have to, let's say, give your major part of the answer to what they are asking in the question. ठीक है, like आपका जो पॉजिटिव पॉइंट बता रहे हैं या फाउंडर ऑफ मॉडर्न इंडिया की बात कर रहे हैं, बट अ स्मॉल पैराग्राफ शुड ऑल्सो बी डेडिकेटेड टू बी टॉक्ड अबाउट द हिडन एस्पेक्ट ऑफ द क्वेश्चन, जहाँ पर आप उनका थोड़ा सा नेगेटिव भी मेंशन करोगे. ऑफ कोर्स देन इन कंक्लूजन एंड इंट्रोडक्शन आर लाइक द अदर थिंग्स दैट यू विल बी टेकिंग केयर ऑफ एंड टैकलिंग विद. So this is what you need to remember. Okay. Before we start, see, I've given just the factual information about it, but we will have a good discussion on this particular person. So hear me out very, very clearly. The factual details are written here. Before we understand this person, understand the details about this person, let us understand about this person. So he became the Governor General during this time, and you can see this is a very crucial time. It is 1856, the last year that we are talking, because after that we'll have the 1857 revolt. तो वो भी चीज़ आपको ध्यान में रख के ही कनेक्ट करनी है. ओके. Now when he succeeded a person, his name was Lord Hadding as the Governor General. We are not doing about all the Governor Generals, I have told you, only the selected ones. So, he was firstly having this idea when he came to India. He was actually very, very ambitious and very despotic kind of a ruler. Somebody who just wanted to do something would just get to do it like anyways. Okay, and very aristocratic in nature. And also his whole idea was about imperialism. Now what is imperialism? I've talked about it in the earlier videos. So yes, he was focusing on that imperialism aspect, and with him the idea was that I just want to annex. So basically the policy that he followed was the policy of annexation. Annexation is like acquiring more and more territories for the British, because he had this belief, he had this idea that if, whenever and however the British government is getting an opportunity to acquire a territory, they should not neglect it. It should not be about कि we need it or not. No, he was not focusing on the need. He was like कि जहाँ जहाँ से जैसे भी ज़रूरत है, take that territory into consideration. ठीक है, just have it. This was his whole intention and idea. And also his predecessors, the earlier governor generals, they also were imperialist in nature. They also wanted to acquire the territories, but with them, the idea was that if annexation is avoided, let's avoid it, and therefore the states used to exist. Nahi to every province they would have taken under their control, but let's say if some prince was not becoming a problem for them, so they will let that person rule ki theek hai, overall you rule, but supreme authority will be ours. So they were avoiding whenever annexation was avoidable, but this person would go to an extent to annex the territories if he would just could do this at any cost. ठीक है, of course legitimately, that he would show something that I am not using any wrong method, I am using the right method, but he would just annex it. He would not take care of the idea if that is needed, if that can be avoided, and all of that. ठीक है. And the main idea, what was the motive behind doing this? It was about expansion of British exports to India. So the more and more areas or the territories if you will have under your control, you would be expanding your exports in those regions. So he definitely understood that the British exports in the जो princely states वाले area हैं, वहाँ पर उनको बहुत ज़्यादा suffer करना पड़ रहा है. Why? because the princely states were very much mal administering the state. They were not administering the state in a very in a genuine manner, and then because of the subsidiary alliance, anyways they were not interested in maintaining the state. And you could see that they are not taking care of the exports, which is somehow bringing monetary you would say loss to the British. So he thought that subsidiary alliance had served the purpose, that okay, we wanted to help in the British conquests and allied states जो हैं वो बाहर के से relations नहीं बना पाएंगे, all of that was okay, but revenue front पर he could see कि there are losses there. So when he decided for this annexation, he used the annexation of both war also and peace also. एक तो है कि सीधा सीधा अगर बात नहीं मानी जा रही है, वॉर करो, ठीक है, कॉन्क्वेस्ट करो, एंड सीधे सीधे गेट दैट टेरिटरी इनटू आवर ओन सिस्टम. Another one was about this peaceful policy, but the intention was annexation, and that was known as doctrine of lapse. Now what is it? We'll just talk on that. ठीक है. अब जैसे अगर आप कॉन्क्वेस्ट की बात करो, जैसे फॉर एग्जाम्पल अगर आप इंटरनल टेरिटरी की बात करते हो, जैसे पंजाब, ठीक है, तो इसको इन्होंने कॉन्क्वेस्ट करके ले लिया. पीस पे लेकिन आए तो बहुत सारी टेरिटरीज को अपने कंट्रोल में लिया ऑन द बेसिस ऑफ दिस न्यू policy which he applied, which was doctrine of lapse, and this was the major instrument that he has used in his annexation policy, because he had clearly declared it that जब हम ruling system की बात करते हैं and the situation is pathetic if we just leave it to the people and we want to dispossess certain Indian princes, ठीक है, अगर वो ऐसा शो करेंगे that they are the descendants of Mughals or they are the princes and they are the supreme authority, we will just dispossess them, we will take their possession into ours, we will not let them continue like that. अच्छा, first point that you need to remember is that before we go for the provisions of it, that Dalhousie actually did not invent this policy, because this idea was laid down in 1834 by the Court of Directors. I hope you remember we have talked about the Court of Directors, ठीक है, the body. In case you do not remember, जब हम acts करेंगे तो we will talk about it again. We will talk about the bodies like Board of Control, Court of Directors, then Secretary of State and all of that. तो आपको घबराना नहीं है. Now this body COD, Court of Directors, already had you would say suggested or proposed this provision in 1834, and on that logic they had even annexed some regions also. So the idea, kind of raw idea if you say so, was already there in the background. Dalhousie just implemented it with his own थोड़ा सा modification, ठीक है. So firstly एक ये चीज़ याद रखेंगे. Now what was happening according to this doctrine of lapse, ठीक है, what exactly he meant by that, what he wanted the states to do. So he said that there will be automatic annexation of any princely state or any territory under the British subsidiary system if there will be an incompetent ruler or there will be the death of the ruler without a biological male heir. मतलब इनका क्या कहना था, that under our British subsidiary system या British alliance system, because many states signed that, ठीक है, and they because they wanted कि हम हमको protect कर लो from the external threats or internal other threats. तो अब इन्होंने क्या बोला, further expanded this policy. इन्होंने बोला that whatever princely states and territories are present under our British subsidiary system, they will be automatically annexed. हम आपके साथ कोई treaty or something we will not sign. You will be considered as automatically annexed by us if the ruler was not competent enough. So there was, let's say, maladministration in the territory and the ruler was not competent enough. So basically the ruler was incompetent to take care of the people, or if the ruler dies and there is no biological male heir, मतलब कोई आपका सक्सेसर नहीं है, ठीक है, कोई मेल चाइल्ड नहीं है, वो भी आपका खुद का, नॉट अडॉप्टेड, बिकॉज अडॉप्शन वाज द केस दैट हैपेंड इन द झांसी थिंग, ठीक है, जो झांसी की रानी वाली जो लड़ाई जो आपको पता है, तो वो सब यहीं से बैकग्राउंड इसका आता है. सो दैट वाज अबाउट विदाउट अ बायोलॉजिकल मेल हेयर. अब यहाँ पे क्या होने लगा कि जाहिर सी बात है कि इस तरीके से जो राइट थे अब टू द इंडियन रूलर्स, दे जस्ट कुडंट डू एनीथिंग. तो या तो उनको इनकॉम्पिटेंट घोषित कर दिया जाएगा, या फिर अगर उनका कोई मेल चाइल्ड नहीं है अपना खुद का, तो फिर उनकी टेरिटरी भी खुद ले ली जाएगी अगर उनकी डेथ हो जाती है. So on this logic they annexed many of the states, ठीक है, different states like सतारा, जयपुर, संबलपुर, भगात, उदयपुर, झांसी, नागपुर, तंजौर एंड आरकोट. ऑफकोर्स झांसी में अडॉप्टेड सन था तो इसीलिए वहाँ पर इश्यूज़ हुए थे. लड़ाई पर हम अभी बात नहीं कर रहे हैं, बट लेटर में जो भी एनेक्सेशंस हुआ हम अभी उस पर बात कर रहे हैं. सो दिस इज़ हाउ ही स्टार्टेड टू expand or annex, more and more. Also he would not recognize the titles of any former ruler. He would not pay them pension. He would not do any of these things. ठीक है, उसको ज़्यादा कुछ मतलब ही नहीं था. तो his entire annexation was on the idea कि ठीक है, it is about dispossessing these princely rulers from their own territories. So this is one point that you should remember about the doctrine of lapse. Another certain reforms that are associated to Dalhousie is about, because he wanted, of course, his main idea and his aim was about the consolidation of British rule. So he also introduced certain public reforms, some such social reforms, so that he could have the hold of the East India Company. But something, because, and that was the reason कि इसको title of maker of modern India भी मिला, because the kind of reforms that he contributed in. जब हम social religious reforms करेंगे तो थोड़ा आपको detail भी समझ आएगा. The kind of reforms that he contributed in actually led to the foundation of the modern India. बहुत सारे evils जो हैं वो हटे. That was, yes, something which we would see कि हमारे positives में था to a certain extent. So that was one thing about the reforms जिसकी वजह से he got this title, and from that only they have given you this question basically. Another thing was also about administration. So he kind of introduced certain reforms almost in every department of administration. Let's say if there were newly acquired territories, ठीक है, if they were acquiring the territories newly, he just introduced a system that now there will be a centralized control in this. अब एक centralized control होगा तो there will be a centralized authority to control the newly acquired territory. तो what is said that there will be appointment of a commissioner. इस सेंट्रलाइज्ड कंट्रोल के बेसिस पर हम एक कमिश्नर को अपॉइंट करेंगे फॉर ईच ऑफ द न्यूली एक्वायर्ड टेरिटरी, एंड दिस कमिश्नर हु वुड बी अपॉइंटेड वुड बी डायरेक्टली रिस्पॉन्सिबल and he would report to the Governor General. There will be no intermediary in between. So that is an administrative measure that he took. Also, अगर आप military reforms की बात करते हो तो because he wanted to extend towards the west also, so I hope you remember about the Punjab Sindh annexation, ठीक है. So toward the west also he wanted to expand, and for the better control over these areas उसने अपने different जो हैं वो headquarters भी shift कर दिए, permanent headquarter army का वो shift कर दिया, and now military reforms में annexations उसने करे. Something in the education was also done by Dalhousie. What he did was the woods. I've just given you the headings here because जब वो different topics आएंगे. For example, this is already covered. But social religious reforms हो गए, या फिर आप education की बात करते हो, अभी ये सब आएंगे. In the times it will come. तो you will be reminded of all of that. ठीक है. Wood's dispatch in 1854 that was related to education. अब यहाँ पे क्या हुआ? Now this person, चार्ल्स वुड, जिसके नाम पे ये वुड्स डिस्पैच पड़ा, ही वॉज द प्रेसिडेंट ऑफ द बोर्ड ऑफ कंट्रोल. तो यहाँ पर बात की गई कि एजुकेशन के लिए कैसे हम वर्क करेंगे फ्रॉम द प्राइमरी टू द यूनिवर्सिटी लेवल. Now we already have a separate section to be dealt with the topic of education, development of education during British, that we'll cover towards the end. So this topic, Wood's dispatch, the entire provision, details and everything would be dealt there. For the timing, you just know that it happened during the time of Lord Dalhousie. It was one of his reforms that he has initiated. So, this dispatch recommended that there should be Anglo-vernacular schools in each of the British presidencies. Anglo and vernacular. Anglo is English का भी, and vernacular is like your local language. What are the three major presidencies जो उस time पर थी? Calcutta, Madras and Bombay. And he, because of this reforms, it laid the foundation on which our modern education system is built. So अभी we are not talking about the national education policy जो हमारा अभी present NEP introduce हुआ है, that is a different thing, मतलब propose हुआ है, अब finally policy बन गई है. But the whole idea we are talking about किसकी, जो हम जो English education के साथ अपने local भी चीज़ें पढ़ते हैं, that blend if you say so, तो वो modern education system का जो foundation है that has come from here. And based on these reforms, the first 3 universities in India were later established in 1857, about which we'll deal in the education sector. Then some other initiatives taken by him was about this railway. So he was the first one who introduced railways in India. So remember this point, Lord Dalhousie was the first one to introduce railways in India. The first railway line was laid down in 1853, which connected Bombay with Thane. ठीक है, a very factual point to be remembered. एंड यहाँ पर इनका जो है वो पूरा फ्यूचर फर्दर जो है वो रेलवे एक्सपेंशन करना चाहते थे. ही वॉज नॉट ऑफ द आइडिया कि सिर्फ हमें कंट्रोल करना है. ही ऑल्सो एनकरेज द प्राइवेट एंटरप्राइज दैट यू प्लीज़ कम एंड गेट इंटरेस्टेड इन डेवलपिंग द रेलवेज इन इंडिया, ताकि देर शुड नॉट बी एब्सोल्यूट डिपेंडेंस ऑन द गवर्नेंस ओनली. ठीक है. ऑल्सो हिज आइडिया वॉज मेनली अबाउट बेनिफिटिंग देम सेल्स. इट वॉज नॉट अबाउट कि हम रेलवे इंट्रोड्यूस करके कम्युनिकेशन में इंडियंस की मदद कर रहे हैं. ऑल्दो ड्यूरिंग द फ्रीडम स्ट्रगल यू विल अंडरस्टैंड दैट इज एक्चुअली टर्न आउट टू बी अ बेटर पॉइंट फॉर द इंडियंस, बिकॉज दे कुड सर्क्यूलेट देयर आइडियाज़. जो नेशनल स्ट्रगल के जो उनके आइडियाज़ थे उसको वो सर्क्यूलेट कर पा रहे थे एंड इट वॉज ईजी फॉर देम टू ट्रैवल नाउ. बट फॉर हिम इट वॉज इंटेंशनली एक्चुअली फॉर द ब्रिटिश इटसेल्फ. हाउ? बिकॉज दे वॉन्टेड कि जो भी हमें नेचुरल रिसोर्सेज हैं, फॉर एग्जाम्पल कोल हो गया या मेटल हो गया, सो इफ़ देर आर लेट्स से इंटरनल एरियाज, तो जहाँ से हमें कनेक्ट करवाना है तो हम रेलवेज़ की जो है वो मदद कर सकते हैं, कोस्ट तक ला सकते हैं. ठीक है. सो इट वॉज ऑल अबाउट मेनली ट्रेड एंड कॉमर्स, बट of course if later the railways united the country into one nation. तो जब आप इस तरीके की बात करते हो ना मॉडर्न इंडिया, तो ऐसा नहीं है कि आप सिर्फ इसी पॉइंट को लेकर के यू विल राइट योर होल आंसर. यू विल हैव टू इंक्लूड ऑल ऑफ दीज पॉइंट्स. कि इनिशियली जैसे एजुकेशन अपने फ़ायदे के लिए किया, रेलवेज अपने फ़ायदे के लिए किया, बट इट डिड फाउंड that basic or the foundation for our modern education system, for our modern transport system, right? So ये सब आपको लिखना होगा. In the public works department also he had a role, or he had this reform. So before Dalhousie, what used to happen, the construction of this public works, it was the part of the military board that was taking care of that, but he set up a separate public works department. ठीक है. कि यहाँ पर जो भी होंगे पब्लिक वर्क से रिलेटेड, चाहे वो इरीगेशन की बात हो, कैनल्स की बात हो, रोड्स, ब्रिजेस, वट एवर इट इज़, ठीक है, दैट वुड बी टेकन केयर ऑफ बाई दिस पब्लिक वर्क्स डिपार्टमेंट. ये उसने अलग से सेपरेट करा. एंड दिस ऑल्सो helped in further. So he led the basis of modern postal system and telegraph system, and therefore he is also called as father of electric telegraph in India. This is also you will have to remember. So overall the idea is that yes, he was a very ruthless imperialist, if you say so, somebody who was very very much interested in annexations and did go to any extent to go for the annexation. His policies were also actually for the benefit of British, but somehow it benefited Indians also, some of them at least. 1857 में रिवोल्ट में, क्योंकि फर्दर हम बिल्कुल यहाँ से स्विच करेंगे आफ्टर द ईयर्स 56 to 57, तो हम देखेंगे कि हाउ वी कैन लिंक इट टू दैट ऑल्सो. So here now we are done discussing about the third Governor General also. In the next videos we will talk about the further topics. I hope you are enjoying the sessions. Take care till then. Thank you so much. Bye bye. Take care.